peso es muy distinto, nunca se va a poder dar esa pelea.
Nada más se puede, pero si él viene para 168, tal vez.
Sí, pero no creo que lo haga.
Pues sí, lo importante es ganar, vernos bien. Estamos trabajando muy fuerte, creo que tenemos que ganar la pelea.
He could get dropped, or he feels it enough to be like, fuck this, I'm boxing. And goes on the bicycle and turns southpaw for the rest of the night. And I wouldn't blame him either. Fuck it, you're gonna go in there and collect a fucking paycheck at that point.
Right.
You're not gonna go get hurt.
Right.
What good is it to get fucking 20, 30 million if you are fucking hurt physically, end up in the hospital and hurt just physically, life-changing, you don't want that shit.
But you think Canelo could hurt him? What could be life-changing?
Good, he's that big, bro. One punch could fucking knock him out bad enough to hurt his eye socket or detached retina. You never fucking know.
Right.
Things got very tense very quickly. Canelo Alvarez and Terence were going to have a normal press meeting. Crawford quickly turned into one of the tensest fights ever. It wasn't Canelo this time. Instead, things went off the rails when Canelo's manager Eddie Reynoso lost it and gave Crawford a scary warning. You'll feel bad about what you did, but it wasn't just trash talk. What Reynoso said was important because it wasn't just about the fight. For Canelo, they were about honor, leaving a mark, and his career as a whole. It was even more interesting that Crawford didn't move. His smile made it look like Reynoso had confirmed his guess that he knew how to beat Canelo.
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight
and
night.
I know Turkey is in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You gonna see.
We'll
you
see.
know it.
We'll see.
We gonna see.
But this is where it gets even more juicy. This wasn't just a fight of words. There was a clash of views. Just like Canelo, Reynoso wants to keep his good name. Crawford is betting that his high IQ and murderous mindset will erase the difference in size.
I know he's a good fighter, but this is just different. You know,
Great fighter.
You
right.
see what happened when a good fighter jump up and his opponent is great fighter. So you're gonna find out.
So that means you're a good fighter and Bivol is a great fighter. Is you a good fighter or a great fighter? Let me know.
I'm a great fighter.
So you got your ass whooped by a good fighter, right?
You're a good fighter.
Well, every time you stepped up, you lost. Great fighter.
I'm not.
There are different stories about Bud's strength. Some say it will surprise Canelo, while others warn that at 168, strength and size always win. On the other hand, the large middle camp says that this fight is a tie. It is possible for anything to happen. That's why the stakes look so high.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
The plot of the fight of the decade might have been different after this news conference. Let's break it down. This is how it happened. Crawford was doing what he does best when he told everyone that he already knew how to beat Canelo. He was cool and almost smug. I've studied him, but said as he leaned into the mic, I have the plan in my hands. I know how to beat him again, and I have already done it.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out, from Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not Kovalev.
Kovalev was older. He does.
Billy Joe.
Does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo?
Tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching him, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Crawford, in the usual sense of the word, feeling calm and full of confidence, the reporters leaned in closer as the crowd muttered. Eddie Reynoso then hit the table with his hand. Do you think this is easy? Reynoso hit back. Canelo is not one of those welterweights that you beat. The winner is 168 pounds. You'll feel bad about going into this ring. You'll be sorry that you thought you could just walk in here and make him look bad. Headlines were written in an instant.
Jamel was undisputed at 154, and Canelo hit him, and Jamel was like, hell no, Jamel took a knee. You know, so it's a big difference. And Crawford had that one fight at 154, and he didn't, Madrimov would touch him up a little bit. And this is nowhere close to Madrimov. You talk about Canelo. Now, if it was just another bigger guy, I would go with Crawford. But you talk about this might be, people might kill me for it, but well, not really, but this might be the best Mexican fighter ever. One of them, at least, right? You talk about Canelo and Crawford going up against him. So the only thing they have, but I would say the only thing he has going for him is he's a skillful fighter, and Canelo is older, but so is Crawford too. I think Crawford is 37, 38, something like that. Canelo's 36, so they both are older right now. But man, I don't personally see it. A lot of people see that Crawford can beat Canelo. It's just like that punch resistance is something else. They make weight classes for a reason. If he could beat him, man, I think he on the Mount Rushmore of fighters if Crawford can pull this off. But I don't see it.
So, what made Reynoso lose his cool? Simple. He cares about more than just business in this fight. It feels close.
From Chepo Reynoso to his son and current head trainer Eddie, this collaboration transcends more typical trainer-boxer bonds. They're family.
Me conoce desde que tengo 13 años. Como un hermano, la verdad es que es como familia para mí. Pues prácticamente llegué al gimnasio sabiendo muy poco y Eddie me hizo todo lo que soy. Y Eddie sabe lo que puedo hacer, me manda a hacer lo que sé hacer y sabe que si me manda a hacer algo lo voy a hacer perfectamente. A lo mejor no en ese rato, pero ya lo traigo en la cabeza y en el momento que lo necesite lo voy a hacer. Tengo un equipo muy bueno y me mantienen tranquilo. Hemos tenido muchos campamentos, hemos estado mucho tiempo juntos. Prácticamente la he pasado más tiempo con ellos que con mi familia quizá.
Both Reynoso and Canelo have been together since they were teenagers. He has seen him grow from a Mexican star athlete to one of the most famous people in sports. Every negative comment about Canelo and claim that Crawford can beat him in a fight seems to be aimed at Eddie as well.
No, lo de Eddie, de Munguía, pues obviamente con Munguía estamos al 100%, ¿no? Él lo sabe. Solamente él sabe lo que pasó. No, al final de cuentas sabe lo que pasó. Obviamente la gente le tira a Eddie que porque Eddie no le lleva su suplementación, Eddie no le lleva sus cosas de lo que tiene que comer, ni mucho menos, para que entiendan. Eddie nomás lo entrena y punto. ¿Cuál fue hace tiempo yo le dije a Eddie, tú tienes, el día que vayas a agarrar un peleador, ¿qué es lo que tienes que hacer? Agarrarlo desde todo. Tú tienes que darle de comer, suplementación y todo. ¿Para qué? Para que no te pasen esas cosas, porque ya han pasado. Y lo que sí tengan bien claro es que nosotros creemos en un día que seguramente lo va a aclarar pronto. Y lo que quiero que tengan bien claro es que Eddie Reynoso no le da su suplementación. Eddie Reynoso nomás se dedica a entrenar. Párenle de contar.
Also, remember that boxing coaches do more than just stand in the corner. Their role is to guide, protect, and father the children. Crawford must have been rude to Reynoso when he said that. It was more than just saying, I can beat your fighter. It said, I can dismantle everything you've built. It makes sense that Reynoso snapped. However, this is the issue. Was this something that was planned, or was it just anger? In the end, press appearances are a part of the battle.
If he's able to be aggressive, not be affected by Bud's punches, and just keep, attacking and imposing that will on him, and then Bud being a dog that he is, and just saying, you know what, I'm gonna go, I'm letting loose. I think that can change the effect on Bud, and I think that will be the way that Alvarez can win that fight.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so what do you think? Obviously, if Bud remains slick, what outside of that could cause Canelo to lose?
People say that Canelo always stays calm. Crawford is known for always keeping his cool. When Reynoso took over, things changed. All of a sudden it's teacher versus fighter, playing mind games hard.
Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2. Trained him for fight Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Reynoso tells them, you will regret this, but it's not just words. It's meant to make people doubt them, to make Crawford think twice and tell him that this isn't Errol Spence. Sean Porter isn't here. Canelo Alvarez is a tank when he weighs 168 pounds. This is where the twist is. Crawford didn't bat an eyelid. He didn't say anything. With a smile, he leaned back and nodded. And if you know Bud, that smile means he is already 10 steps ahead. Reynoso didn't just say something. There was an elephant in the room, and that was their goal. This fight will not happen in welterweight or even junior middleweight. The fight is at 168 pounds, which is super middleweight and where Canelo Alvarez has lived and done well for many years.
Your expectations for what the next couple of months are going to hold for both guys?
This is going to be super interesting for Canelo especially. Everyone's focusing on Terence Crawford because he's a smaller guy. How much weight is he going to put on, etc., etc. No rehydration clause in this fight. Meaning, like when Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo's the bigger guy, he put a rehydration clause in, because Floyd was the money guy. If Canelo wanted the payday, he had to acquiesce and give Floyd what he wanted. Canelo's the money guy. Terence Crawford can't go in there and say, hey, I want a rehydration clause. Not that he even would, right? So everyone's looking at Crawford, how big is he going to be? But I'm looking at Canelo. What Canelo comes into this fight? The older Canelo, meaning the younger Canelo, the older guy, the old, long time ago Canelo, who was a really well-rounded counterpuncher, who could do everything, or this more recent Canelo, who just hunts guys down and has become more one-dimensional.
Canelo does a lot more than just lift big things. He feels at ease there. He is in charge there. He gets back up to 178 to 180 pounds on fight night after cutting down to 168 pounds. This means that by the time he crosses the ropes, he is basically starting as a light heavyweight. It has broad shoulders, legs like tree trunks, and a thick neck. He is built to hurt people, like a tank.
Boxing Doctor News. Hold on to your gloves. Fight fans. The boxing world is buzzing about the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford showdown. Trainer Bob Santos is placing his bets on Canelo Alvarez, and here's why. It's all about size and power, folks. Canelo's been crushing it at super middleweight, while Crawford's making a massive leap up. Santos thinks Canelo's experience at 168 pounds will be too much for Crawford to handle. But don't count Crawford out just yet. He's undefeated for a reason. Will Canelo's strength prevail, or can Crawford's skills overcome the size difference? This fight's got everyone talking, and it's anyone's game. Who are you rooting for in this epic clash? Drop your predictions in the comments.
If you look at Crawford, though, things are very different. He naturally fights as a middleweight. Besides winning 147 combined titles, he had already won 140 on a good night, but might weigh about 150 pounds. If he works hard, it might be a little higher. but he is still at least 15 to 20 pounds lighter than Canelo. Those pounds do matter. A scale is not the only thing they are. There is weight behind every jab, hook, and body punch that hurts your ribs. That's why Reynoso looked at him so closely. He was telling Crawford that things between Shawn Porter and Errol Spence were over. Big middleweights have been flipped over on this man's left hook to his body. This person fought light heavyweights like Sergey Kovalev and Dmitry Bivol.
Canelo Crawford coming up September. What do you think about that fight?
Canelo Crawford. Good fight. Good fight. Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength. Because it's hard to go up in higher weight and maintain your speed. So speed is the key. Like he should focus on speed, footwork, and improve the power.
There are other problems besides Canelo's attack. It's important that it lasts. Crawford has beaten well-known welterweights, but can his punches really get a man who keeps moving forward after taking hits from 175-pounders excited? Reynoso says that Bud and everyone else there should think about that. He wants the size debate to be the main topic of conversation before the first bell rings. This will create doubt. Even though the chances are against him, Terence is the crowd favorite going into this fight. More than anything, it's scary, especially for Reynoso. This is the view that many people miss. This is more than just Canelo's impact, it's also about Eddie Reynoso. Trainers don't fight, but they are responsible for the names of the fighters they work with. Take a look at Pacquiao and Freddie Roach, both Tyson and Custo Motto, David Ali and Angelo Dundee. Eddie Reynoso's fame has grown thanks to Canelo. If Crawford insults Canelo, it's also bad for Reynoso. He looks out for them because of this. That's why he checked Bud out in public. It's also Reynoso's fight, not just Canelo's. As expected, the boxing world went crazy after this news conference. Fernando Vargas said, in support of Crawford, Bud's strength is unreal. Even if Reynoso warns Canelo, he will feel something else. When the bell rings,
the others say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Antonio Tarver, on the other hand, agreed with Reynoso that things should be careful. But Andre Ward didn't see Reynoso's outburst as a sign of hopelessness. Did dogs start barking like that because their trainers are under a lot of stress? Crawford will not change his mind about wanting to kill. Shawn Porter, the real Bud fighter, was also honest. Both Canelo and Crawford are bad guys.
I don't gotta knock him out to beat him. You know, he's never been knocked out before, but he lost fights before. You know, so everybody, you know, that's coming in thinking that I need a knockout to beat Canelo Alvarez is wrong. And that's not the approach that, you know, we take in this fight. If the knockout comes, then it comes. But we're not going in there to knock him out. We're not looking for the knockout.
Terence, you've said if you win, you feel you're on the Mount Rushmore.
I didn't say if I win.
Okay.
I said when I win.
When you win. Well, with that, you know, what is Terence Crawford's legacy with a win over Canelo?
Listen, I already said it. I'm on that.
So, boxing is split up again. This is the real question. Now, does anything inside the ring change? For Canelo, knowing that his trainer has his back and is ready to fight may give him a mental edge before the fight even happens. It could give Crawford more energy. Bud loves being told he can't do something, being rude, and having doubts. Also, Crawford already believes he knows how to beat Canelo. He said it over and over. He knows that he doesn't have to knock out the other guy. Like what Bivol and Mayweather showed him before him, he only needs 12 control rounds. Reynoso's words won't take away that trust. What makes this fight so special is that no one is sure, even after this dramatic news conference. Some people are drawing attention to Canelo's size. Some people are counting on Crawford's smarts. Then, a big group of middle-class people say, this is a 50-50 it's race stock.
My good friend, my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring, I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't.
It was made very clear by people like Edgar Berlanga that anything is possible. Canelo is stronger than Crawford, who has an insanely high IQ. It's a tie. Because of this, moments like Reynoso breaking are very important. In a fight this close, every bit of psychological warfare could make a difference.
But Marjamal did give Crawford problems. I favor Canelo, not by a lot, but I do favor him. I just think that, I think the skull fight was just a bad style. And I think Canelo was like, why force the issue? You know what I mean? I'm up, this guy's running, I'm not gonna take a chance. So I think that it was that kind of fight for Canelo. But Marjamal did give Crawford problems, you know what I'm saying? And where I felt like, damn, at 54, he gave you problems. 68 is different.
Who do you think the question is now? Was Reynoso right? Has Crawford thought about how bad it would be to fight Canelo, who is big and strong? Or was Bud Smile the real answer? Proof that he is ready to shock everyone and is already 3 steps ahead. Leave your thoughts in the box below this video to get more fighting news. I'll see you in the next movie.